Recording. Okay, you guys, thank you all so much for being here. So we're going to go ahead and start with our breath like we do. So take a moment, get yourself nice and comfortable. Please make sure that hips are higher than your knees so that your pelvis can be relaxed and we can begin to open into the pelvic girdle. Shoulders can also be relaxed rather than hunching forward and rounding the back. We're going to start today with Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. The way this works is that when we begin, we'll go ahead and block the right nostril. It'll be an exhale through the left, inhale through the left, block the left nostril, exhale through the right, inhale through the right. You'll use your non-dominant hand in order to block. And so you can use fingers, you can use thumbs, you can use thumb and pinky, thumb and ring finger, so whatever works best. Take a moment, let your hands come to rest, palms facing up. Let your eyes gently close. And for your first few cycles of breath, just simply allow your body to breathe you, meaning that you're not trying to change your breath. You're just bringing awareness to how you breathe when you're not thinking about it. So just begin to observe. Notice how the body moves as you inhale. And that can be, how does it move through the rib cage? How does it move through the spine? How does it move through the shoulders, through the neck? And then take a moment to notice how your body moves as you exhale. And just gently find that rhythm. Just sink into the rhythm. And then once you've found your body's rhythm, we'll go ahead and very gently and very lovingly, with lots of loving kindness, begin to focus and make the breath more mindful. So we'll begin by using a deep diaphragmatic breath so that as you inhale, you'll begin your breath at the low belly, feeling that expand, allowing that expansion to move through the solar plexus, and then up above the heart underneath the collarbone. As you exhale, release the breath from below the collarbone to the solar plexus, and finally down to the low belly. And as you finish the breath at the low belly, gently squeeze that low belly up and in to just really help press the diaphragm into the lungs to help squeeze out all the breath. And then again, moving into that deep diaphragmatic breath, coming from the bottom, moving to the top. And then when you're ready, as you exhale, releasing from the top and moving down to the bottom. And then one more time, deep, full breath, inhaling from the bottom, letting everything fill all the way up behind the heart. And then as you exhale, releasing from behind the heart, and then all the way down to the bottom. When you're ready, we're going to go ahead and change this and still continue with the deep diaphragmatic breath, but now we're going to alternate nostrils. All we're doing with the nostril alternation is just balancing the two sides of our brain. So blocking off with the right nostril first. As you exhale, exhale through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. And then gently block the left nostril. When you're ready, exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. At the top of the inhale, gently change nostrils, blocking the left nostril. Exhale through the left nostril. Block off the right nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. At the top of the inhale, gently block the left nostril. Exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Gently block the right nostril. Exhale through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Gently block the left nostril. Exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and do 4 more cycles of this breath to your count. So just go slow. At the end of the 4 counts of breath, 4 cycles of breath, place your hands over your heart. And when you're ready, gently moving into that really beautiful space. As Sally mentioned yesterday, it's the feeling of being the sky instead of the clouds. This next piece that we'll do is we're going to go ahead and sing the sound of ah, then the sound of oh, then the sound of mm. On your 4th breath, please set your intent, making it an I am statement for whatever you most need, for whatever you most desire. As we sing, please connect into the resonance of your voice, of the sound that you make, and how it moves in your body. When you're ready, use that diaphragmatic breath, slow, steady inhale. When you're ready, gently, slowly release the hands down by the side with the eyes still closed. Feel the inner edges of those shoulder blades gently retract, lengthening fingertips all the way out and up. Big full breath of joy. Allow the palms to touch at the top as you exhale. Moving with the pace of the exhale, gently bring the hands all the way down through the center of the body so that the thumbs rest gently against the heart point on the sternum. And then when you're ready, deep inhale. Hands come back up again, filling your body with breath, and then exhale. Feel the arms release. Find once again those inner edges of the shoulder blades and feel them retract as your arms come all the way down. Letting your eyes gently open, corners of the mouth move upward into a smile. Beautiful, you guys. Okay, let's go ahead, take our head and gently bring that left ear over towards that left shoulder. And just take a moment to notice here how the right side of the neck is feeling. And before you put any pressure on it with your hand, we do any kind of resistance movement, just very gently, very subtly, move the neck just a little bit back and forth, almost as if you're doing a very gentle no. Just checking in and noticing how much movement you actually have through this right side. Then I want you to go ahead, take that left hand, bring it up and over the head, fingertips are pointing towards the top of the ear. And before we do any kind of isometric posture, just let the gentle weight of your hand increase the opening. Take a moment to notice if that right shoulder really wants to follow the neck, or is it possible to gently feel the lower edge of the shoulder blade and feel that lower edge of the shoulder blade gently draw down towards the waist. So we're just exploring here, just noticing what our body is willing to give, because remember, we're always looking for the invitation, not the request. When you're ready, gently press your head up against that left hand. So there's no movement. All we're doing is asking the muscles, rather than to brace, to release, and actually reconnect with the brain, working at a neuromuscular level. And then gently release. Release the hand, let the head come up. And again, very gently, very subtly, just allow the head to do a wiggle, little tiny wiggle wobble back and forth. It's just a really micro bobblehead movement, right? You know how like when you bounce a bobblehead and there's this little shaky shake. So I just want you to feel the connection through the neck and the skull. Okay. When you're ready, gently allow that right ear to move towards that right shoulder. And just as we did on the other side, very small, very gentle no through the head and neck, just observing how everything feels on this side. And then when you're ready, go ahead and let your body come to a place that's comfortable. Notice if there's a difference between this left side opening versus the right side opening, and then gently take that right hand, bring it up over the head, fingertips towards the top of the ear, and without any additional movement, just simply feel the additional weight of the hand on the head. Still using that deep diaphragmatic breath. Breathe. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and make this into an isometric pose. So I want you to very gently press the head into the hand. All we're doing is we're asking the muscles to begin to fire and to connect with the nerves that send the information to the brain. Beautiful. Good. Ladies, everybody looks lovely. And just take a moment and notice how this feels versus the other side. Take a moment to notice that that left shoulder is yearning up, and see how it feels if you can find that lower edge of that left shoulder and feel it draw down, pulling down towards the waist. And just observe how this feels then in through the neck when you begin to engage the lower part of the shoulder blade. And then gently, slowly release the shoulder blade. Release the head and neck. And then one last time, just a very gentle wobble through the head, through the neck. Reconnecting in with the opening that you just created. Beautiful. Good. Nice. And then if your body wants a bigger movement, please feel free to do a bigger movement. Check in really quickly. First two fingers just behind where the ear meets the jaw, underneath. Just notice and observe if it's cranky today, and take a moment to open your jaw as wide as feels comfortable. Big stretch. If you'd like to include your tongue so that you can stretch your tongue, gently stick your tongue out. Good, beautiful. Let that release. Okay, taking a moment to move into the shoulders. We're going to move into something slightly different, slightly new. We're starting with something that we know. Please make sure that you have one of your blocks handy. If you were using a bolster to sit, go ahead and just gently move that over to the side. Okay, so where we'll begin is where we begin often. So we're starting with our knees bent, feet flat on the floor, hands behind. And fingers can either face forward, they can face out, or if it feels comfortable, you can also reverse them if that's not too much extension through the wrists. So please place them in the manner that feels most comfortable for you. So before we do anything, just gently take, again, those inner edges of the shoulder blades. Feel them draw down, and then gently squeeze those inner edges of the shoulder blades together, just gently opening. And then with them still squeezed, gently bend into the elbows. Elbows are moving directly behind you. You may go down an inch, you may go down a little bit more. So take it only as far as feels comfortable, still squeezing those inner edges of the shoulders. Let your body shake here for a moment. Breathe, beautiful, very nice. And then gently release. Press back into the hands, extend through the arms. And now let's go ahead and come all the way down onto the mat. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to play with eagle arms, Garudasana arms, but we're going to do it from this plane of gravity with our back on the mat. So arms out by the side, and what I want you to do while you're here is take a moment and just gently wave your right arm so that you can make sure that you remember which one is your right. When you're ready, slow, steady exhale, big diaphragmatic breath. And on the exhale, sweep the right arm underneath the left. Now, depending on what your body says, you can either come up to the elbows and then wrap your hands around the shoulders. Or if your body says, no, but wait, I can do a little bit more from this plane of gravity, you're going to allow that left arm to come back around and clasp the right. Okay? So just take a moment and breathe here. So Maggie asked a really brilliant question before we began about when we're on our backs, if we're moving into energy freeing pose or Apanasana, Do we squeeze and retract the shoulders, or do we protract the shoulders? So let's start here with eagle arms and just take a moment to find and discover how it feels. So the first thing I want you to do while you're here is see if you can find those inner edges of the shoulder blades and see if you can just work to draw those inner edges of the shoulder blades together right here. And notice how this affects eagle arms. Breathe. And one more full cycle of breath. So one more slow diaphragmatic inhale. Still squeezing those inner edges of the shoulders, gently drawing towards each other against the mat. And then when you're ready, exhale. So now from here, now what I'd like you to do is release that retraction, and now notice how it feels if you squeeze those upper arms gently towards each other so that the shoulders are now beginning to protract. So you're gently pulling your upper arms towards each other, which is sliding the shoulder blades around the side of the rib cage. And just take a moment to notice how that feels. One more full cycle of breath, slow, steady diaphragmatic inhale. And exhale. And then very gently, very slowly release those arms. Let everything go. Okay. All right. You're going to take one of your blocks that you were keeping handy. Okay. I would like you to put it on the low side. Okay. We don't need a big lift here. Those of you that are dealing with SI joint issues, I want you to be very careful as we do this, and please make sure that the block covers the entire sacrum to keep everything as stable as possible. So making sure that your feet are hip distance apart, gently press down with your feet so that you can lift your hips and gently place the block so that the top edge of the block comes just at the dimples on the hips. And you can feel secure. So if this is too much, then please pull this out and use a blanket. Please make sure that this piece feels comfortable to you. So what you're going to do is you're going to allow your arms to stay down by your sides. If at all possible, if your body says yes, keeping your legs approximately hip distance apart, I want you to begin to walk your heels a little bit closer to the far edge of the brick, making sure that the entire foot can stay grounded on the mat. And accessing by squeezing through the glutes and also accessing through the quadriceps, just very gently see if you can lift your hips up, just even 1/4 of an inch. This is a very small movement. And just notice how that feels in your body. And then gently, slowly let that release. You may need to rearrange your block, making sure that everything stays secure through the sacrum, through that lower lumbar spine. The next step is that you're going to start with this right leg, keeping your hands down by your side, palms facing down. I want you to see if you can lengthen that right leg up from this angle. Okay. And you can either point your toe, you can flex your toe, or you can flex your foot. You can dorsiflex your foot. It really doesn't matter which way. You can keep as much of a bend in your knee as you need to. Okay. And when you're ready, very gently, slowly, as you exhale, so making sure that you have a nice strong core. You can either keep your foot flexed or you can point the toe and gently, slowly lower the leg down. And allow it to get about the height of the block. Once it's down to about the height of the block, I want you to flex the foot, and then I want you to evert your foot. So I want you to stick the toes out and the heel in. From here, still staying stable, I want you to see if you can bring that leg out to the side. Beautiful. Good. Very nice. And then using these adductor muscles, those inner thigh muscles, Bring the leg back up. Beautiful. Okay. Now, gently bend into the knee, let it relax. Pause here. Feel that low belly work, so deep, full, low belly breath, deep inhale. Coming from the low belly. One more cycle of breath. And when you're ready, I want you to lengthen into that right leg again. This time, you have the option. If your body says yes, and only if your body says yes, keeping your arms down by your sides, palms facing down, I want you to squeeze strongly into that left glute and see if you can lift your hips away from the block. And breathe. Beautiful, ladies, you look fabulous. Good. Gently, slowly, lower the hips. Rearrange the block if you need to. And then one more time. Exhale very gently, slowly. Draw the line down with the toes. When you get so that the leg is parallel to the height of the block, flex into the foot, point the toes out so you're everting your foot. Gently sweep that leg out to the side. Beautiful. Good. Now use your adductor muscles and pull that leg up. Gently bend into the knee, let it relax. Let both hands come to the top of the hips if that's what feels comfortable. And 2 full cycles of diaphragmatic breath. Whoever thought that you could do so many things with bridge pose? Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. Okay, here we go. One more time. Lengthen that right leg up. Either point through the toes or flex through the foot. If your body says yes, squeeze strongly through that left glute. Press down through the foot and gently lift the hips slightly off the block. Breathe. Really be strong through the glutes. Exhale, gently, slowly lower the hips back down. Gently point the toes. Draw a line down using the toes. When the leg gets to parallel with the block, flex into the foot. Toes out, heel in. Gently sweep that right leg out to the side. Lovely. Now use those adductor muscles to draw that leg all the way back up. Bend into the knee. And what I want you to do is gently lift your hips. Release the block for just a moment. And now I want us to move into energy freeing pose. So gently, slowly, draw the knees in. And here's where you get to play. As you wrap your hands, you can play with the idea of allowing the shoulders to retract slightly, or you can gently pull those upper arms together. So please do what feels best. If it feels best for you to draw just little circles with the arms and the knees, please feel free to do that. You can rock back and forth side to side. Okay? And just take a moment to pause, find the stillness. Okay? And then gently release the legs, bring them back down, feet on the mat, arms down by the side. Take a moment to wave with your left hand. Okay, and now as you inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Let the left arm cross underneath the right, coming back to eagle arms. You can either wrap around the shoulders if that feels best in this plane of gravity, or you can allow that right hand to wrap back around so that your left and right hands can clasp. Take a pause right here and just notice how your body's feeling as you're wrapped. And we're going to do the same thing again here that we did on the first side. So take a moment and just see if you can find those inner edges of the shoulder blades and feel them begin to squeeze together, so gentle retraction. Breathe, connecting in to the information your body's giving you, and then gently release that. And as long as your body says yes, I want you to see if you can protract. So take those upper arms, gently squeezing them towards each other. Breathe. Slow, steady cycle of diaphragmatic breath. So coming from the low belly. And then gently release. Unwind those arms. Let them come out, down by the side. Go ahead and move them around while you're on your mat. Just making sure that everything feels well connected and released. Then from here, we're going to move into the second side with our legs. So again, you're going to take your block using the low side. Put the feet firmly, soles of the feet firmly on the mat. Press down, lift those hips up so that once again you can slide the block underneath the pelvis, making sure that the sacrum is well cared for by the stabilization of the block. Coming right underneath the dimples. Okay, and allow the arms to come down by the sides, palm facing down. All right, so first time, lengthen the left leg up. And just take a moment to notice how this feels. Beautiful, good, 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 good. Now, take a moment to extend, point through the toes, draw a line down. Again, when your leg gets parallel to the block, I want you to flex into the foot, point the toes out and away from you, heel is in, and then gently sweep that left leg out. Beautiful, very nicely done. Now, use the inner thigh strength to pull the leg up. Good. From here, arms are still by the side. I want you to try, if your body says yes, you're going to keep the leg long. Squeeze through that right glute to lift the hips up off the block. And it might just even be 1/8 of an inch. Breathe here. Squeeze, and then gently let it release. Point through the toes, gently draw a line down. Flex through the foot, toes are out, heel is towards the center. And then big arc, bringing that left leg all the way out. Beautiful. Use those inner thigh muscles. Draw the leg up. Gently, slowly, bring the leg down. Pause and breathe. One more cycle of breath. And then when you're ready, gently bring that leg up. You can either point through the toes, flex through the feet. If your body says yes, I want you to squeeze strongly with the right glute and lift the hip up. Breathe here, squeezing. And then gently, slowly release. Pointing through the toes, gently draw a line down the toes. Stop when the leg is parallel to the block. Toes out, heel in. Big arc, leading with the toes all the way out to the side. Now use the strength of the adductor muscles to bring the leg back up. And then gently bend into the knee. Bring it down. Pause. Deep full breath. And now when you're ready, one more time. Gently lengthen the leg up, foot flexed or pointed. Arms down by the side. When you're ready, squeeze through that right glute. Gently lift up. Breathe. Beautiful. Very nice. Lovely, lovely. Exhale. Let it come back down. Point through the toes. Draw the line down. Leg stops when it's parallel to the floor. Flex the foot, toes out. Arc all the way out to the side. And now, bring those adductor muscles, those inner thigh muscles all the way up. And then gently bend into the knee and allow it to release. Gently lift the hips, remove the block. One more time. Knees in. Breathe. Apanasana. Play with, once again, if you choose. How does it feel if the shoulder blades are retracting? How does it feel if you're squeezing the upper parts of your arms towards each other? If it feels appropriate, feel free to rock side to side. Nice. Good. Okay, both legs come up. We're going to do one more posture from right here. We're going to do eye of the needle pose. So I want you to bend into your knee on the left side. Bring that leg across, making sure that the ankle dangles. This lower leg is just above the right knee. Hands are going to, left hand is going to come through the hole. Right hand is going to come around on the outside. You have your choice depending on how much you need your knee to flex or not flex. Interlace your fingers just behind your knee and allow the knee to fold. If you have more flexion in the knee, feel free to interlace the fingers just below the kneecap. Breathe and soften. Take a moment to squeeze through both glutes. Continue your breath and just simply observe how this changes the posture. And release the squeeze. And then gently, one more time, squeeze through both glutes. Again, observe what's happening in your body as you squeeze. Gently release. And then release the hands. Allow the right leg to come up. Release the left leg. And then let's change sides. Bend into the right knee. Allow the right knee to come across. Ankle dangles. Right hand comes through the hole this time. And again, you can interlace your fingers just behind the knee and allow the knee to bend. Or if you have more flexion in your knee, you can interlace just below the kneecap. Please do what your body feels is best. Breathe and soften right here. Connecting in. Slow, steady breath. And again, This time on this side, squeeze through both glutes. Notice how that changes the posture for you. Release the squeeze. Allow the body to soften in a little bit more. Very nicely done. And then one more time, squeeze through both glutes. And gently release. Let go of the knee. Unwind both legs. Do circles with your ankles just to make sure that everything is working and everything is loose. Okay, one more time, bending into both knees. Gently roll yourself onto whichever side is comfortable and press yourself up. Okay, we're going to move into needing our chairs. So please grab your chair. I'm going to switch our camera. Okay. All right, you guys. This time for today, I want you to bring the back of the chair closest to you. Okay? And then bring your blocks so that they're fairly high. Okay, to either side, just behind the back leg. So my blocks are about 4 inches behind the back of the chair. Beautiful. Look at y'all go. Very nicely done. Okay, are we ready? We're going to play a little bit. Good. All right, you guys. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to start with your feet behind your blocks. So your legs are going to be just a bit wider than hip distance. Okay? When you're ready, take a full deep breath of joy, big breath up. As you exhale, bend into the knees. Let the arms come down by the sides, hands to the hips, and just gently bend into the knees. Breathe and squeeze through the glutes. Take a moment to notice if you are getting a stronger squeeze through one side than the other, and try to equalize the squeeze. And now from here, gently sit down a little bit more as long as your body says yes. Let the hands come to the block. Shift your body weight into that left foot first. And you may need to come up onto the fingertips. Gently step that right foot back. Good. So now we're into a variation of a lunge. Nice. Everybody looks great. Now, making sure that you are taking care of yourself, the leg that is extended, I want you to squeeze that glute. From here, I want you to bend into the knee and come on to the top of the foot. Okay, so here we go. You're going to take this right block right here, and you are going to tip it so that it comes down to the lowest angle. Okay, everybody got that? You're going to bend into this right elbow. Be mindful, you guys. Keep squeezing through the glutes, and I want you to see if you can bring that right elbow and let the elbow touch the block. If that's not possible, I want you to lean forward and touch the back of the seat of the chair. So you have two options. Onto the block, onto the seat of the chair. Please take what feels best. Breathe. Gently release. Bring that arm up, unfold. Bring the block up. Hand comes back on top of the block. Curl underneath the toes. And now, as long as your body says yes, I want you to step that left foot back. So now we're into plank. Breathe. Please make sure that you are taking care of your body. Use your core. See if you can find the lower part of the shoulder blade. From here, as long as your body says yes, you're going to lift those hips and gently walk those feet forward. Now we have feet about 1 foot behind the blocks. Everybody got that? Are we good? Okay, good. I'm seeing head bobbing, so that's a good thing. Yes. Okay. Squeeze through the glutes, bend into the knees. You're either going to curl upward 1 vertebrae at a time or press down through the feet. Inhale and come up. Very nicely done. How did that feel, everybody? Thumbs up if that felt okay. Good. All right, Yahoo. Now, only if your body says yes, place your hands on the low back. Squeeze those inner edges of the shoulder blades. Or as Maggie likes to say, which I thought was brilliant, your shoulder blades are your glutes of your back. Go Maggie, yay. And lift your heart. Gently release. Walk your feet up just a little bit so that once again, we're about 4 inches behind the blocks. Take a deep inhale, big breath of joy. As you exhale, gently bend into the knees. Allow the hands to come to the hips. Breathe here. Squeeze through the glutes. And just notice how your body is feeling. When you're ready, gently, slowly deepen as if you're slowly moving into the chair. Breathe. Release the hands, let them come to the blocks. Shift the body weight now into the right foot. Get very light with the left. Step it back. Take a moment as you're here. Squeeze through this left glute. Deep full breath. Nice lunge. Notice that the more you can activate through your legs, through your glutes, the less weight you have through the shoulders and into the hands. So right here, you should have more focus through the low body and less through the upper body, okay? Gently bend into the knee. On that left leg, come onto the top of the left foot. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the side. I want you to take this left block and place it so that it comes down now and is low. Right block remains where it is. I want you to take this left arm, bend it, okay, and same thing again. You're either going to come forward, touch the back of the chair, or you're going to come down and touch the top of the block. Beautiful. Look at you guys go. Ladies, you're brilliant. Look at you go. Did you know that you could stretch this much? Yes. Everybody needs to be very proud. Please be proud. That's beautiful. And gently, slowly, press down through that right hand. Release the left. Bring that left block back up. Hands are now on the blocks. Curl underneath those left toes. Lengthen back into that left leg, making sure that you are squeezing. Keep that SI joint stable. From here, shift the body weight so that you can step that right leg back. Here we go. Back into plank. Breathe. Very nicely done. Look at you go. Darlene, you're doing beautifully. Lift the hips. Walk those feet forward. Let them get about a foot behind or so, maybe a little bit more. Press down through the feet, bend into those knees, squeeze through those glutes. Hands are either going to be at the hips or out by the side. You're coming up either with a flat back or one vertebrae at a time. Please do what feels best. Gently, slowly bring yourself up. Good. Now sweep the arms up, big full breath of joy. Exhale, hands come down to the heart. And one more time, if your body says yes. Okay, hands to the low back, squeeze those inner edges of the shoulder blades. Good. Okay, we're going to set our blocks just over to the side for just a moment. All right, again, we have our handy dandy chair. I want you to take a very large step out. So we're about 4 feet apart. Okay, making sure. Now, before you do anything, I want you to take a moment to find your glutes. So I want you to begin by squeezing the glutes. Then I want you to release the glutes a little bit. And I want you to find those adductor muscles. I want you to pull those adductor muscles towards each other. Oh, notice the stability. Release that, squeeze through the glutes. Notice stability. Release that, squeeze through the adductor muscles. Okay? Notice that as we squeeze, we create stability. Left foot, I want you to pivot so that the toes are in between the back of the chair, the legs of the chair, and that they're pointing towards the end of your mat. Okay? As long as this feels comfortable, you are going to bend into that left knee. Beautiful, good. Now, you have your chair right here. If this starts to get tiring, hands to the chair. If it starts to get too tiring, straighten that left leg, okay? So please do what feels best. All right, now, here, I want you to feel the squeeze of both the adductor muscles and the glutes. Create the stability. As long as your body says yes, bring your arms out just below shoulder height. Take those inner edges of the shoulder blades, squeeze lightly, and shift your gaze over left fingertips. You can check yourself in your computer. Lovely. Everybody looks great. From here, you're going to bend into that left arm. Bring it, and you're going to deepen your lunge. Bring it on top. Okay? Inhale, sweep that right arm up. Look at yourself. See if you can create one straight line coming from the fingertips to the toes on the right side. Lovely. Wow. Are you squeezing or are you hanging out and asking your joints to do the work? Please squeeze your muscles. Make them work. Good. Now, we have our chair. Hand to the chair. Hand to the chair. Pivot on that right foot. Get really stable with the left foot. You may have to scooch it back just a little bit. When you're ready, deep bend in that left leg. Hands are on the back of the chair. Hop up and bring yourself into warrior 3. Balancing. So your torso's over the chair. You're lots of stability. Squeeze through that left glute. Squeeze into the right. Breathe. Micro bend in that left knee so that you're not locking your kneecap. Now, from here, are you ready? You're going to bend a little bit more into that left knee. Bring the torso up slightly. Gently step back. Now we're into a high lunge. Are you ready? If your body says yes, you're going to move your hands from the back of the chair. Inhale, up. Are you squeezing? We should have a nice squeeze coming through the adductor muscles. We should have a nice squeeze coming into the glutes. Squeeze. Breathe. Giggle. Release. Hands come back to the chair. Step. Using your chair as support. Right leg up. Woo! Shake those legs out. Good. We ready to do the second side? Is everybody warming up? Yes? Good. See? And I bet you all thought we weren't going to do much today. Change sides. Okay. Here we go. Are we good? Yes? Okay. Now. Turn from the chair. Legs out about 4 feet. Hands to the hips. We're going to do the same thing again. Squeeze your glutes. Lovely. Let it relax. Squeeze the adductor muscles, inner thighs. Make them work. Squeeze towards each other. Let it relax. Squeeze the glutes. Relax. Squeeze the adductor muscles. Nice. All right. From here, this time, right leg, you're going to pivot so that the toes are pointing towards the end of your mat. Okay, are we good? All right. Toes on the left foot are either forward or slightly pigeon-toed. The only time they wouldn't do that is if you're dealing with sciatic issues, at which point toes are going to be slightly out. Okay? All right, y'all. From here, as long as your body says yes, begin to bend into that right knee. Beautiful. Remember, you have your chair right here. Okay? Before we do anything with our arms, check in. Are your adductor muscles squeezing? Are your glutes squeezing? This is stability, you guys. Stability 101. Make your muscles move. Once you've done that, float the arms out, lower than shoulder height. Good, nice adjustment. Squeeze those inner edges of the shoulders together lightly. Shift your gaze over those right fingertips. You've got your computer to take a peek and make sure that everything feels correct. Breathe. From here, bend into this right elbow. You may need to wiggle toe scrunch your right leg forward just a hair bit. Bring that forearm down. Sweep that left arm through. Check and see how it feels to have one long line coming from the left fingertips down to the left toes. Lovely. Everybody looks fabulous. Check in. Are you squeezing or are you hanging out and asking your joints to do the work? Squeeze the glutes. Squeeze the adductor muscles. Notice how much that lightens the posture, even as you work a little bit more. Gently drop that left hand. Put it on the back of the chair. Right hand comes to the back of the chair. Pivot. Left toes onto the mat. You may need to step the right foot back just a little bit. Nice. When you're ready, press down with your hands on the back of the chair and pop that left leg up so that we're working into Warrior 3. Beautiful. Everybody looks great. Micro bend through the right knee, squeezing through both glutes. Big deep breath. Slow and steady. Notice if the heart rate is up. It's breathing time. From here, we're going to step back. So very gently, slightly bigger bend in through the right leg. Bring the torso up slightly. Lightly step back with the left. Come into lunge. High lunge. If your body says yes, release the hands. Sweep the arms out and up. Gaze comes up. Squeeze through the glutes and the adductor muscles. Beautiful. Lovely. Look at y'all go. Nice. Release. Hands come back to the chair. Supporting hands on the back of the chair. Lightly step up. Wiggle wobble those legs side to side. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Believe it or not, y'all, it's time to come back down to the mat. You did great today. Look at you go. So let's place our chair over to the side. If you know that you want to put your legs on it for final relaxation, you can leave it available. And now let's go ahead and come all the way back down. Let's come back to the blocks, keeping them handy. Okay. All right. So we're going to move into a gentle twist. So coming from here, gently draw yourself all the way down. Good. Moving into energy freeing pose, Apanasana. One more time. Gently give yourself a gentle squeeze, whether it's hands just below the kneecap or hands behind the knees. Matters not. Breathe. Okay. Just as we did eagle arms at the beginning, we're going to finish with eagle legs. So allow both legs to come up. Beautiful, good. Now, I want you to take this left leg, bring it up and over as if you're crossing your legs. Gentle bend through this right knee, making sure that the blocks are adjusted appropriately. How high you have your blocks is up to you. Please remember that we're looking for this to be a gentle invitation, not a command. Let your arms come out into T formation and gently, slowly, you can keep one hand on top of the legs if you feel that you need it. You're going to allow the legs to float over towards the right. Okay, so that everything is there and the legs can just simply rest on top of the blocks. There you go, good. Breathe. If it feels comfortable, you can take this right hand, bringing it on top, just above the left knee. Making sure that you're following your breath. Slow, steady inhale, slow, steady exhale. And if your body says yes, and you'd like to make this more of an isometric opening, I want you to squeeze your glute, that left glute, and gently press that left leg against the right hand. So nothing's moving. You're just asking things to wake up and to work a little bit. And breathe. Really connecting into what your body is telling you, the information it's giving you, the conversation it's having. One more cycle of breath, and then release the squeeze. Let everything soften. Let your body surrender into the mat. Let everything soften and relax. Coming back into a space of yin. And then when you're ready, gently release the hand from the leg. Allow the legs to come back up. Unwind. This time what I'd like you to do is open your legs wide so that the knees are wider than your torso. Let the hands come across the sole of the foot, moving into blissful baby and Ananda Balasana. If it feels comfortable, you can rock gently from side to side. If you prefer, you can make this into an isometric posture. So again, if you're choosing to do isometric work, squeeze through your glutes and allow the soles of the feet to press into the palm of the hands. Lovely. Breathe. So again, it's always an ask, an invitation. What does your body feel like it would like to do at any particular moment? And then gently, slowly let it relax. And we're going to go ahead and move into the other side. So bring both legs up. This time now, we're going to allow the right leg to cross the left. So bring the right leg up and over as if you are crossing your legs. Gently bend into that left knee. If you choose, you can take this left hand, lightly bring it on top of the right to guide it as you move into the twist, bringing the legs over to the left so that they can rest on top of the blocks. And when you're there, just allow them to relax, let everything release and soften. Take a moment to notice how it feels on this side. And depending on what your body tells you that it needs or desires, if you choose, you can take this into an isometric stretch by taking the hand, placing it just above the right knee, and then squeeze into that right glute and feel that right leg press against that left hand. And just breathe. Feel the squeeze. Feel the activation. Slow, steady breath. Lots of time. Just following the breath. One more cycle. And then let it relax. Let everything release. Feel your body soften. Feel it surrender. And this time, gently release, bringing the legs up. Unwind the legs. One last time, knees into the chest. Give yourself that gentle hug. And move into your final relaxation, final Savasana. Gently, slowly lengthening into the legs. Letting your arms float down by the side. If you need to move your blocks, please feel free to move the blocks. And just take this time to connect back into the body. Feel the differences that you've created, the space that you've made, the muscles that you've relaxed and opened, the brain and the body connection that you re-engaged. Making sure that as you take your final Savasana, you're using whatever props feel best for you, eye bags, blankets, bolsters, whatever is needed to allow your body that space that we've worked this entire 75 minutes for. Softness and relaxation. Breathe. Take a moment to find gratitude. Take a moment to find joy. Take a moment to find love. Gently, slowly begin to find your way back. Beginning with your fingers and your toes, your hands and your feet. Gentle movements, whatever feels best for you. And then from there, come into the breath, taking a full deep inhale and exhale through the nose. Feeling that fresh oxygen, that fresh life move through all cells and all parts of your body. And then use that breath to bring your arms up over your head to stretch, fingertips to toes, bones to skin. Draw your knees into your chest, give yourself that gentle hug, and then gently roll over onto whichever side feels best and most natural. When you're ready, gently press yourself up into a seated position, coming back one last time, hands to prayer, thumbs to the heart point on your sternum. Thank you, and thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your practice, be part of your day. I honor the divine in you, that is the divine in me, that is the divine in all of us. Namaste, and may the blessings be.